We are live in 3, 2, 1.
We want the truth. We want to know who did it, and we want to know why, and we want them brought to justice.
Family members arrive in Mexico to mourn those killed by the cartel.
I'm really excited about it.
The mayor's office releases the official designs of the new Provo City Center, along with a construction timeline.
We have people that just drive through neighborhoods and areas. They just swing by and steal packages off the steps.
Utah is ranked 10th in the nation in porch pirate thefts.
Welcome to Newsline. It's Thursday, November 7th. I'm Chris Jacobs.
And I'm Kim Peterson.
Survivors of Monday's horrific attack near the U.S.-Mexico border are recovering from their injuries, and new evidence shows the ambush may have been intentional.
Kenzie McGuire is here with more.
Today is the first of 2 funerals to be held for the victims of the Sonora shooting.
The people that did it to provoke some kind of reaction.
Families are gathering amid the confusion to celebrate the lives of their 9 lost family members. At least 1,000 visitors from both Mexico and the U.S. are expected to be at the funeral, filling every hotel and causing some people to sleep in tents. But many of the children are still in hospitals healing.
We want the truth. We want to know who did it, and we want to know why, and we want them brought to justice.
The family's association with cartel members and the nature of the attack, an ambush on the women and children followed by the burning of evidence, lead investigators to believe the families were deliberately targeted. Now, the biggest miracle of this entire story is 7-month-old baby Faith, who her mother, right before she passed away, hid the child behind one of the seats, causing the bullets to just barely miss her. This was Faith when she was found by Mexican officers, where they reported that the mother was in fact deceased. Now, the surviving children, as well as the other family members, have created a GoFundMe account that has almost 32,000 shares, helping people see that they can help this family in their time of loss. And even some updates have been posted of baby Brixton, who was shot in the chest, dealing with his recovery, and here he is with his aunt. And we're really hoping that we can get as much information about the family as possible. We're waiting on the announcement of when the second funeral will be held, and police are still investigating this case.
Democrat Erin Mendenhall has won the election for mayor of Salt Lake City. Mendenhall based a large part of her campaign on environmental activism, focusing on clean air, as inversion is a major issue with Utah residents and at times makes Salt Lake City's air the dirtiest in the country. Mendenhall also argued her 2 terms on city council gave her a deep understanding of city government. She replaces Jackie Biskupski and is the first mayor elected while serving on the city council. This was also Salt Lake City's first all-female mayoral race. Democratic Senator Luz Escamilla conceded the race in a phone call to fellow Democrat Erin Mendenhall and wished her the best of luck as our city's next mayor. Escamilla had vowed to stay in the race until the end, despite Mendenhall's commanding lead early yesterday. But once the details on the unexpectedly low number of uncounted ballots made it clear that the deficit could not be overcome, Escamilla conceded. Escamilla will continue her duties as a state senator.
1 year ago, Provo voted yes on a bond to rebuild the city center and the police and fire departments. Anessa Pennington is live in Provo. Anessa, what will the new center look like?
Yesterday, the mayor's office released the official designs of the complex, along with a construction timeline. Residents came to the Provo Rec Center last night to view the design and floor plans of the city complex. The new Provo City Police, Fire, and City Hall complex will replace the current city center, which was built in 1972. The complex will stand at 500 West and Center Street, right next to the Covey Center, with parking and space for future development extending to 300 West.
You'll see in the concepts that we've focused on this building being a gateway as you enter on Center Street from the freeway.
With all the departments housed in a central location, the project team hopes to increase efficiency and improve collaboration. With the new design, fire, police, and the Emergency Operations Center are on the same floor.
If we do have a big incident, a big fire, or any sort of big incident that requires a lot of manpower from police and fire and requires us to work directly with PD to run this call, we're going to be able to manage it from that EOC.
The complex will also have a green space that can be used for farmers markets, street fairs, and concerts, with hopes of creating an iconic place people can be proud of. Perhaps the most important benefit of the new construction will be safety. The structural system will meet Level 4 seismic standards, a standard the current building does not meet.
Having been able to go into the bowels of the existing facilities, they really do suffer as far as their needs and being able to be met.
The current city center will be taken down, the land they're opening up for commercial development. Construction will begin spring 2020, and the complex is scheduled to open in 2022.
Thanks, Anessa. A man is killed when his car collides with a tanker truck in a head-on crash near Mighton. The accident happened just after 9 a.m. yesterday. The Utah Highway Patrol says the man was driving a Honda Civic and was traveling northbound on US 40 when he suddenly swerved into oncoming traffic. When the car hit the tanker truck, both vehicles were thrown off the north shoulder of the road. The driver was wearing his seatbelt during the time of the crash, but was ejected from his car and died on impact. The driver of the tanker was not injured.
The Federal Trade Commission is suing a Utah housing workshop company. The agency is accusing the Nudge company of using house-flipping TV celebrities to lure people into spending tens of thousands on expensive training workshops. The workshops claim to share lucrative secrets, but instead share general advice, leaving many in financial ruin. The FTC says that Nudge made $400 million between 2014 and 2017 and is urging a Salt Lake City judge to stop the seminars.
Police are reminding holiday shoppers to be aware of packages being stolen from their doorsteps. NewsLine reporter Sarah Collins tells us how we can prevent these porch pirates from spoiling the holiday gift giving. Sarah, what can people expect this season for doorstep delivery?
With the holiday season approaching, 56% of shoppers say they will be making their purchases online. That's according to the National Retail Federation. But buyers beware when it comes to package delivery and porch pirates. Take a look.
We have people that just drive through neighborhoods and areas. They just swing by and steal packages off the steps. So
Shopping online can be a convenient way to exchange goods, but there is also a dark side to this process. A couple years ago, Cameron Kimball and his wife ordered a stroller from an online shopping website.
We were out of town. We got a notification on our doorbell saying our package was dropped off.
When he called his sister to go over and take the package inside,
By the time she showed up, it was missing.
according to a study done by Security.org, Utah is ranked number 10 in the nation for larceny theft.
Really?
And with an expected 13% increase in online purchases from last year,
We're avid Amazon shoppers.
people are taking precautions.
If we know we're going to be gone or not going to be in by like 5 o'clock that day, we have someone go pick up the package so that just the fear of having it stolen can be subdued.
There are many ways to prevent this porch theft, including asking neighbors and friends to be on the lookout.
have an arrangement with your neighbors or somebody that you trust and help each other out.
Packages are often left for hours on a doorstep without any kind of security.
When you see your neighbor has a package on their step, just go grab it and secure it in your home. And then when you see that they're home, just go and deliver it to them.
Installing security cameras on your front porch is also a good way to ensure safety. Luckily for Cameron, he was able to catch the thief.
So I saw it happen on our camera. His face, his car, saw his license plate. In 3 days, they found out who it was.
As you look forward to celebrating the holidays with friends and family, remember to stay safe. And if you've experienced a similar theft, be sure to contact your local police department. Reporting for NewsLine, I'm Sarah Collins.
Airmen return home to Hill Air Force Base after a 6-month deployment in the Middle East. The 4th Fighter Squadron's deployment left in April for the first F-35A combat deployment. The goal of the mission was to show the capabilities of the F-35A fighter jet in combat and work to improve air supply. Family members say they're happy to have their soldiers home for the holidays.
The Utah Department of Wildlife Resources needs help to find who is responsible for poaching a bighorn sheep. Wildlife officials found a bighorn shot and left to waste near Mount Carmel Junction in Kane County. The bighorn had gunshot wounds in its lungs. The department asked for any information leading to those responsible. Please call 1-800-662-3337 with any information.
A local startup has created a new approach to dating. As NewsLine reporter Emma Benson tells us, they take Latter-day Saint singles to live in other parts of the world. Emma, what is this startup?
It's a work travel program called Monthly Roamers, which gives people the opportunity to travel and potentially find love.
Chrissy Weekly has a big passion for two things.
I love to travel and I love meeting new people.
So she decided to combine the two.
I wanted to create a way for people to be able to meet one another and also have experiences where you're traveling the world and living abroad and having awesome experiences with new people, but yet immersing yourself in the culture.
Weekly created Monthly Roamers, a work travel program which takes Latter-day Saint singles between ages 20 and 40 who can work remotely or can take a break from work or school to live in foreign countries for up to a month. Monthly Roamers has taken groups to Costa Rica, Spain, and Italy.
Some of the most beautiful and iconic places there are in the world.
Weekly's hope is to help people get out of the swipe culture of dating apps.
And I think that the thing that we're missing the most right now in our culture is just like actually getting to know someone past like a picture.
BYU alumna Samantha Sappenfield is still friends with the other roamers from her 2 trips with them, and she plans to go on more.
It's fun to get away for a month because it shakes your routine and makes you excited about life. I think that was one of my favorite things.
We take everyone, right? Like we want anyone that just wants to come and meet new people and explore a new area to come.
Monthly Roamers' next trip will be to the Canary Islands in January. You can learn more at monthlyroamers.com. Back to you.
Thanks, Emma.
The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has announced the location of the Washington County, Utah Temple. Church President Russell M. Nelson announced the temple in October 2018. It will be built northeast of 3000 East, 1580 South in St. George. Plans show it will be on a 14-acre site and 3 stories tall. This is the city's second temple. The St. George, Utah Temple closed just 3 days ago for renovation, and it is expected to reopen sometime in 2022.
The holiday season is here, and with that, the chance to give to others. That's why the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is continuing their giving machines for the 3rd year in a row as part of their Light the World campaign. People can purchase items to donate, such as school shoes and meals to give to charity. The giving machines will be open to the public in Denver, Colorado, Gilbert, Arizona, Laie, Hawaii, Las Vegas, Nevada, London, England, Manila, Philippines, New York City, Orem, Utah, Salt Lake City, and San Jose, California. You can find more ways to give at www.lighttheworld.org.
A young Utah woman is celebrating her 10-year anniversary of freedom after escaping sex trafficking.
Even after 10 years, I'm still healing, and just because you escaped doesn't mean you have survived.
We'll tell you her incredible story of strength and overcoming horrific adversity.
Mainly we check the furnace in the basement just to make sure the burners are working right, so then we don't have any sort of carbon monoxide poisoning going on.
We'll also tell you how to properly prepare your home for the upcoming winter.
Plus, even with warm temperatures, the valley inversion isn't burning off. But a look at our weekend weather might help you breathe easier. The full forecast is coming up.
The forest is a whole hidden world of wonders. What better place to let your imagination soar? Experience nature and create a memory you can share. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest or park near you.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. This is a serious problem, but one we can solve. Visit feedingamerica.org to help. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
If you love them enough to relearn math so you can teach them math, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
A young Utah woman is celebrating 10 years after escaping sex trafficking.
NewsLine reporter Gabby Stalker tells us more about her incredible survival story.
Berthman, born and raised in Germany. I'm a human trafficking survivor, and I've been trafficked for the first 15 years of my life, and escaped on November 2nd, 2009 at age 15.
Coco and her older sister were trafficked by their own mother, and after her sister attempted to seek help, 12-year-old Coco was forced to watch her sister be brutally murdered. Coco knew she needed to escape, and if she could make it to a clinic that provided trauma therapy, her mother would not be able to take her. She drew up her plan, and with a lot of courage, made her attempt.
Closed the door, and I just ran as fast as I could.
After a long bus and train ride, Coco made it to the clinic, but she still wasn't free.
Unfortunately, when you are being abused your entire life, that's the only love you know. And after I moved out of the clinic and I moved into my own apartment, I encountered my next abuser, who was my therapist.
After 2 years of abuse from her therapist, Coco went into the woods and took several pills with alcohol.
I'm only alive today because of a dog who ran off track.
The dog's owner found Coco and saved her life. After a week in a coma, her first thought when she woke up,
Coco, you're not even able to kill yourself. Why are you even here?
but Coco persevered. Her therapist was arrested, she graduated high school, and she fulfilled her dream by moving to New York City. Eventually, she moved to Utah, where she is now studying to become a human rights lawyer, which was her sister's dream. She is now an advocate to raise awareness about sex trafficking and how it isn't a third world problem, but rather it is happening in our backyards.
I was right there and nobody saw me.
But what amazes people the most about Coco is her perseverance.
She could very easily be the victim. Even when opposition and trials come her way, she still stands up for what she knows to be right.
Because even after 10 years, I'm still healing, and just because you escaped doesn't mean you have survived. So I just want to bring awareness through speaking and sharing my story, being vulnerable, and sharing the healing journey, which is ugly and messy and never linear. And
that was Gabby Stockard reporting. To learn more on how you can help sex trafficking survivors, visit dahliashope.org.
The temperatures may be rising, but Utah can be unpredictable when it comes to weather. Jilly Denna joins us to tell us how we can prepare for cold to make its comeback.
Temperatures are rising, making it the perfect time to winterize your home. Right now, Provo is experiencing an Indian summer, which brings warm temperatures in the morning, but cold temperatures in the evening. And that means people are turning on their heaters.
Mainly we check the furnace in the basement just to make sure the burners are working right, so then we don't have any sort of carbon monoxide poisoning going on.
Most people call contractors this time of year about having no heat or smelling something burning when they turn on their heaters. Calling your contractor at the start of the cold weather could save you from major issues and also save you money.
So if you can get the maintenance done ahead of time, that will help to ensure that you don't have those breaks and those downtimes when it gets really cold.
There are a few steps you can take to prepare for the cold weather. If it's under 45 degrees, your furnace is running.
You definitely want to make sure that those filters are kept clean, that they're changed often.
Your filters should be changed every month. It is also important to check your vents.
You'll want to make sure also that all the vents in the house are open.
Switching your thermostat from AC to heat is not as simple as you may think.
And all of a sudden the system's struggling, it's making noise, it smells funny. Just a little bit of preventative maintenance will go a long way.
Contractors recommend that you start making preparations for your home once it's cold enough to wear extra layers. We've already had a freeze this season, so if you haven't made preparations yet, start winterizing your home today. Reporting for NewsLine, I'm Jilly Denna.
Well, our warm valley temperatures are not burning off the inversion like we hoped they would, so the Utah Department of Environmental Quality is just sharing a few tips to help reduce our hazy inversion right now. So avoid burning any wood, don't idle your car, try to turn it off, and if you can, plan ahead to run all of your errands at the same time, and even just a quick tune-up of your vehicle can really help keep our air a little bit cleaner. Now, we're still keeping our eyes on a potential low pressure system that could do some damage to the inversion, could really start to clear it up. So if we could pull up that radar, that would be great, because you can see right here, we've got a high pressure system, a lot of severe weather down here in the southeastern United States. Right now we're in the clear, but you can see this line of storms right here. This is a low pressure system. Now it's not strong enough to totally push out this high pressure system, but it could come right on top of this ridge, give us some cold temperatures, cool us down just enough to kind of clear out the rest of that inversion. Now those temperatures aren't going to be warming up today. We've got pretty normal temperatures across the Wasatch Front. Logan at 56, 31 tonight though. Salt Lake at 59 and 36 degrees, a little bit warmer for the overnight low. Provo at 60, Richfield warmer at 62 and 27 tonight, and then St. George, perfect temperature, sunny and 74. You're going to have that temperature Friday through Sunday, and perfect temperatures at night to go out there, but then your weekend's going to be clear too. Now for northern Utah, it's going to be clear except for Sunday. You can see this is when that low pressure system might move in, could drop our temperatures right here, but really that inversion should be clearing up soon. Kim?
Brigham Young University students from all over the world prove they can go to infinity and beyond. Reporter Tori Gurr interviewed a student who fulfilled his lifelong dream of working at Pixar over the summer.
It was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life.
Andre Alves grew up in Brazil watching Pixar movies. Now an animation student at BYU, Andre had the opportunity to complete an internship at Pixar.
And when they called me, I was like, okay, this must be a scam. It's a fake. Who are you? What are you doing? Calling me, faking that you are like from Pixar.
Andre spent his summer in California learning and improving his techniques. He worked on modeling, which means to create a 3D model of a picture. And then he would complete the look with shading, or the coloring of the 3D model.
Those people that taught us how to model, they are the ones that work for Coco. They are the ones that did Monsters, Inc.
The students that were part of this internship had to learn new software each Monday and create a project to present to the director on Fridays. And for extra practice, they got to work on familiar characters.
For example, I work in Toy Story 4. We also were able to work with some things from Coco, and we also opened some shots from Monsters, Inc. So it was very nice to work with those characters that I grew up watching.
Andre signed a contract with Pixar to keep their new projects top secret, but he can give us a sneak peek for the future.
Onward, it will be amazing. I've seen it, it's awesome. I can't wait for you guys to see.
Students like Andre show us that when life gets hard, to just keep swimming, because adventure is out there. Reporting for NewsLine in Provo, I'm Tori Gurr.
BYU basketball's Yoli Childs is in the news again. Find out what watch list, though, the BYU forward was named to.
But I think that's really important. Inside, Gobert.
And we will show you all the big plays from the Jazz's win last night.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
The BYU women's soccer team is one win away from an undefeated season after beating Gonzaga 3-0 last night. The Cougars scored all 3 goals in the first half. Goals came from Jamie Shepard, Elise Flake, and Michaela Callahan. BYU goalkeeper Sabrina Davis and Cassidy Smith combined for 6 saves to secure the team's 12th shutout. This win moves the Cougars to 17-0-1 with 1 conference game remaining in the season. Peter Quest won the St. Mary's Invitational after shooting a final round of 4 under, which led to number 4 BYU Golf to a second place overall finish. Rhett Rasmussen recorded his 4th top 10 finish of the fall season after tying for 6th place individually. And freshman Cole Ponich tallied the first top 20 finish of his BYU career, tying for 16th. And BYU senior forward Yoli Childs has been named to the preseason top 50 watch list for the John R. Wooden Award. The Wooden Award is given to college basketball's most outstanding player. If Yoli were to win this award, he would be following in the footsteps of 2 BYU greats, Danny Ainge and Jimmer Fredette. Because of a 9-game suspension from the NCAA, though, Yoli won't be able to prove himself until December 4th when BYU will play Utah. Mateo Verao Melendez of BYU men's tennis advanced to the round of 32 at the ITA National Fall Championships yesterday and will now play number 11 seed Christian Sagsgaard of Texas today. You can follow along with Melendez's match on BYUCougars.com. The Sixers were in town last night to take on the Jazz, but they didn't get too far as the Jazz won 106 to 104.
Bogdanovich 3.
Bojan Bogdanovic came up big down the stretch with that three-pointer in the final minutes. Donovan Mitchell ended with 24, and Joe Ingles added 16 points off the bench. Joel Embiid had 27 for the Sixers. The Jazz will now host another NBA powerhouse team, the Bucks, tomorrow night in Salt Lake City. And guys, in other BYU news, volleyball, the women's team, they play in California against Santa Clara tonight. So that'll be good. They're having a good season. So.
Go Cougs.
Be a good one.
Well, you guys, Taylor Swift is fearlessly performing a free concert in Atlanta this spring.
The 10-time Grammy Award-winning artist will headline the Capital One Jam Fest on April 5th. The free event is part of the 2020 NCAA March Madness Music Festival, which is a 3-day music series. Atlanta is hosting the tournament's final 4 games, so thousands of fans will pack the city for championship basketball. Swift's Atlanta performance is just one of 3 in the U.S. in 2020. Her Lover Fest concerts in Los Angeles and Boston are sold out. Thanks for joining us today for Newsline.
And for more information on these great stories, or if you want to share them with your friends, check out our website at universe.byu.edu/newsline.
Have a great day.